Hello, people. Welcome to Retro Video Games, and today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch, and which is nearly 2 years old. I'm going to give my opinion on it. I think the system, is a very good system. I just have the feeling that 2 years in, it's making huge sales. It really is making huge sales. Fucking thing. Screen sharing thing. I can't even bloody do it properly. Can I? It's a great system, the Nintendo Switch. I believe it's peaked now after 2 years. It's a big seller. It's obviously severely underpowered. It's 720p. It's a very underpowered. It's a very underpowered system. But that doesn't stop people from liking it. It's a good system for what it is. I think, Nintendo said they're not going to do a price drop. They're not going to do a price drop. They're not going to do another version. They're not going to do a price drop. They're not going to do another version of it. They're not going to do another version of it. Then, I just think Nintendo are lying. I think they should do it. I'd like to see a Nintendo Switch Lite, like something like the 3DS sort of size. You can still plug it into a dock, but you can still play it portable and the battery lasts long. The downsides of this Nintendo Switch are the battery life is very poor. The battery, if you're playing a AAA title like a Zelda Breath of the Wild or Doom, the battery will drop dead after 2 hours. I just think it's a shame because really it's not as portable as they make out. Unless you want to carry 3 or 4 battery power banks with you, which I'd rather not do, that defeats the object of portability. When I go on long trips on a train, I don't take my Switch with me, I take my 3DS with me. But 2 years, they've done their best, and the things they need to improve it, the storage. How hard would it be to create a Nintendo Switch with with 200 gigabytes in it, instead of having to buy rubbish little memory cards for like £20? I'd rather have more memory on the Switch than have to buy SD cards. SD cards are not expensive, but it's just the point, I don't want to be spending £70, £80 on an SD card for like 200, 300 gigabyte. Crazy. But the good thing about it is when it's put into the TV, the plus points of it, you can take it out. Say if one of your family members somebody's watching something on the TV you don't want to watch, and you want to play games, then you can take it off, play your games, and then and then when you want to charge it, just whack it back in the dock. To be fair, I've known the dock to charge my Switch within like an hour and a half. It's pretty quick. But if you're just doing it by a plug, it could take about 3 or 4 hours to charge. But in the dock, it charges within an hour and a half. I think it's a great console, the Switch, but the controllers could be a lot cheaper. £60 for a Pro controller, bloody expensive, and then £80 for a Joy-Con payment. The Joy-Cons could be a lot less. The controller could be £40. You can get lots of A controllers, which are just a cheap make, but they're only wired. You get battery power ones. And the other negative point about the Switch is they do a lot of ports from the Wii U. It's like they brought out Mario Wii U Deluxe, and Mario Wii Deluxe, or Mario whatever Deluxe, it's not even any better than the original game on the Wii U. They need to stop porting over games from the Wii U. Right, we had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's a good game. We got Bomberman. You got things, but the fact that they managed to get Doom on this console, for me, the future of this console, Nintendo have always done well with underpowered machines. Look at the DS lineup; that's been around for years. Look at the look at the 3DS. It's been around for 8 years. The 3DS, the DS has been around for 15, 16 years. Nintendo, because it's a different market, handheld market, Nintendo have always had that. So with this underpowered system, I mean, this Switch could be around another decade, but I don't think it will. They need to produce a Switch which is 4K and more beefy and more powerful. I mean, if the Switch is still around in 6 years, I'll eat my words, but I don't think it will. But let's say for the Switch, they're in the long haul. One of the things that lets down, and the good thing about it is you can get Neo Geo titles, you can buy games, but there is a lot of shovelware. On the eShop, I sometimes wonder what kind of standard do these guys have? You know, on the eShop, what is the standard of the eShop? Some of these games are unplayable. I bought a couple of games; they're completely unplayable. But then you get the indie people that make good. I mean, they make good RPGs on the Switch, which are based on like Mega Drive graphics. But what the Switch does well is being able to play it on the go, take it to work. If you plug it in, take it to work. If you can play it at work or wherever you are, if you're on the train, they're the pluses of it. But what lets it down is, like I said, the lack of memory, and the fact that it's underpowered. But I play my Switch an hour a day. Now, I enjoyed playing it, but if you want full-blown titles, like the full-blown titles, I'd recommend you buy all your full titles, like your Dooms and your things and all your harder games, all your more graphically powered games. That's what you have a PS4 or an Xbox One for. If you just want to play casually and you're not bothered about, if you're the sort of collector, somebody who likes video games, but you don't want to mess about with things like PS4s or Xbox Ones, you just want to play casual stuff, then I'd say get a Switch. Then it's for you. I mean, I've got a Switch, an Xbox One, and a PS4. Out of all of them, my favourite would be the Switch because the diversity of games on it. One of the games that is good on it is the Sega Mega Drive Classics. Being able to play that on the go, you know, it's good. But 2 years in, obviously, going into the third year in March, the Switch will be cheap. Going into the third year, I want to see a beefier Switch. I want to see a Switch with a bit more power. I want to see a Pro one. I think the Switch needs a price drop. I think they should slash the console price of the console by £50. They should make it or even slash it to £60. To sell the console at £230, I think more people buy it. Also, make the memory bigger. Make a premium Switch, 4K one, Pro one, and then make an economy Switch, which is like, so you've got then if people wanting the super expensive one, they buy the Pro one. If they want the middle one, buy this one. If you want a Switch Lite, so I can see there being 3 versions of the Switch: the Pro Switch, the one they've got now, and a Switch Lite, which would be like the DS or the 3DS or the first 2DS. They could sell that for say 140. They could sell a Switch for about 130, 140, the price what they do with the 3DS, and then sell the older model for 230. So then you've got a choice. And if you want to spend 300 or 350 on a better one, you give people that choice. If you give people a choice of a budget Switch, I reckon you get more people buying it. Anyway, people, thank you for watching the show, and I'll be back later.